A storm was brewing in the dales. Under slate-gray skies, the farm roads glistened with recent rain, and in the warm glow of the cottage windows, uneasy alliances were forming. Ross Barton stood by the back barn door of Butler's farm, his boots splashing in the shallow puddle. He knew the risk. He knew what he was doing. But when Mac Boyd edged up beside him, not as the rival he once was, but something more like an uneasy ally, Ross felt a flicker of something he hadn't expected. Trust. Mac had come to Ross with an olive branch wrapped in desperation. The farm was sinking beneath the weight of bills, and this plan, risky though it was, seemed like their only hope. Ross looked at Mac's face, the worry in his eyes, the tension in his shoulders, and just for a moment, Ross felt a sting of empathy. Right, we do this together. No secrets. Mac nodded, the crease at the corner of his mouth softening. Together. They lugged crates into the barn, loaded with their mutual hopes and fears. In the dim light, they worked side by side, the usual jibes left unsaid. The air between them shifted, from antagonism to something else. Alliance, respect, maybe even friendship. But outside, trouble was brewing elsewhere in the village. Over at the neighboring farm, Celia strode across the yard like a force of nature. Her boots followed the churned earth as she made her way to the farmhouse door, slamming it open and confronting one of the farmhands. The dog attack earlier that week still weighed on her. Her anger had festered. Her sense of being owed had grown sharp-edged. Neighboring farmer Paddy Dingle had dared to raise his voice against her, and now she was furious, and she meant to make it count. She caught sight of the dog's mess in the yard, the torn fence, the unsettled livestock, and her breath tipped into a hiss of quiet fury. "Do you think I'll let this slide?" she demanded. The man shrank back, unable to meet her glare. She stalked off, her resolve hard as stone. Inside her farmhouse, she closed the door behind her. She stared out through the window at the messy field, the upset animals, the unmended fence posts. The earlier confrontation with Paddy was only the spark. Her wrath, the kind that doesn't roar but simmers, was gathering. Tonight, she would act. Back at Butler's, Ross and Mac exhaled in relief. The crate was in place, the barn door shut. For a moment, just a moment, they let themselves hope. Mac nudged Ross. "You know, I didn't always think we'd see eye to eye." "Me neither. But maybe tonight's different." They slapped shoulders, a handshake, a pact. That's when the bar phone rang. Ross answered it. On the line, Moira's voice, anxious, edged with panic. Something had gone wrong. The farm equipment, something had been moved. The barn lights had flickered. Ross glanced at Mac. Mac's face went pale. "What's happened?" Ross asked. "I don't know yet," Moira said, "but come home, quick." The two men exchanged a look. The fragile bond formed just seconds ago felt as delicate as glass. They raced across fields in Mac's quad bike, dark shapes passing either side, the rain slick beneath them. Meanwhile, across the village, Celia's phone buzzed. She answered, and the tone of the voice on the other end saw her jaw clench. This wasn't about farm fences anymore. It was bigger. Someone had crossed a line. She grabbed her coat and left. At the farm, Ross and Mac pulled up. The barn door had been forced open. Inside, the crates. Gone. Mac's voice cracked. "They've taken it!" Ross ran his fingers over the broken latch. "We'll sort this, together." But Mac stepped back. "I thought we were doing this right." He looked at Ross, wounded. "Together." Ross placed a hand on his shoulder. "Still together. We'll fix it." Outside, Celia emerged from her car, her dark coat whipping in the wind. She surveyed the scene, the quad tracks, the broken door, the crates gone. She took a deep breath and walked toward them. Ross and Mac looked up. Their eyes met hers. Two men caught in a storm they didn't fully understand, and a woman whose fury was about to unleash. Celia's voice cut the air.
You boys wanted to save the farm? Let's see how far you'll go when everything falls apart. Rain tapped the barn roof. Thunder rumbled. The night had only just begun. 3 explosive threads entangled, Ross and Mac bonding under pressure, Celia's seething fury ready to break loose, and the stolen crates signaling that the plan is already going off the rails. Stay tuned. Chaos is just around the corner.